The Department of Health and Social Care and the Royal College of Nursing have just issued a joint statement regarding pay talks. Let's bring you that statement right now. The statement reads, "The Government and Royal College of Nursing have agreed to enter a process of intensive talks. Both sides are committed to finding a fair and reasonable settlement that recognises the vital role that nurses and nursing play in the National Health Service and the wider economic pressures facing the United Kingdom and the Prime Minister's priority to halve inflation. The talks will focus on pay, which of course is significant, terms and conditions and productivity enhancing reforms. The Health Secretary will meet the Royal College of Nursing on Wednesday to begin talks. The Royal College of Nursing will pause strike action during these talks." That's the end of the statement. So these talks are going to begin on Wednesday. That's exactly a week, of course, before the next bout of strikes were due to begin on Wednesday, the 1st of March at 6 a.m. for 48 hours. The last set of strikes by the nurses was on the 6th and 7th of February. So these talks, a significant step to try and preempt or prevent that next round of strike action from the nurses. Let's bring in John Craig, who's able to join me now from Westminster. And John, a significant step, in particular a line in there that says they will talk about pay, which of course has been something that has been so hotly debated over the last couple of weeks. On one level, of course, a step forward if these strike actions is avoided. On another level, I wonder whether the government will fear it opening a little bit of a can of worms. All sorts of sectors will want similar talks on pay.
Well, this looks like a breakthrough, doesn't it? Because up to now, of course, there's been absolute stalemate with the RCN blaming the government and saying they weren't prepared to have meaningful talks about pay. But I think for most people, the most significant sentence in that joint statement is the last one that says the Royal College of Nursing will pause strike action during these talks. Now, as you've mentioned, Wilf, major escalation of the RCN strike action was due to take place next week. Now, last week, the Royal College of Nursing announced that the strike next week would affect more than 120 NHS trusts across the country, far more than previous stoppages. And the two-day continuous strike would be the largest in the NHS history, according to the Royal College of Nursing. And the union claimed it would cause enormous disruption to services, running longer and involving more people, Pat Cullen, the RCN General Secretary, said. And what was significant about that strike action, previously the strikes had been just day shifts for 12 hours, those in January, December and February. But this strike action that was due to take to happen next week was due to run for 48 hours from 6 a.m. on the 1st of March. And the union said this time that it would involve nursing staff in emergency departments, intensive care units, cancer care and other services that were previously exempted. So a lot now hinges on these talks involving the Royal College of Nursing. Of course, there's been a huge pay gap between what the union's been demanding, an increase well ahead of the current inflation rate, which is 10.1%. And the government is not prepared to go anywhere near that. So we will see, obviously, if there is a breakthrough tomorrow when they actually get round the table. As yet, it's just the Royal College of Nursing, not the other unions representing the ambulance crews, the GMB, Unison and Unite. It's just the Royal College of Nursing, but it is highly significant and potentially a very important breakthrough, especially given that that very serious strike action planned for next week is now paused by the union.
For that in Westminster.